How you doing, people? I didn't think I'd be doing a show almost 2 a.m. in the morning in Texas. I just finished watching some UFC fights, but I seen that John Alite and Gene Borrello are together. They've been together out in California, but they made an announcement. I don't know if this is an Uber or cab or whatever it is. They made an announcement here, and Gene kind of made a threat toward Joey Merlino. We'll go over that. So I'm going to play this. It's kind of low, so kind of turn up your phone a little bit. But this is the best I could do. I just came across this, and about 3.5 minutes in, it just cuts off. So I don't know what happened. But all you need to know is in the beginning of this video, and that's why I'm going to play this, and then we'll discuss it as it goes along. I'll stop it, give my opinion. And when I'm done with this, I would like you guys to give your opinion below this video. We have two segments of people here. We have people that support informants and people that don't support informants. People that interview them and people will not interview them. And as we know, John Alite and Gene Borrello are both informants. And so let's play this, and then we'll talk about what's going on. Give me 1 minute to find it, please. Here we go.
Guys, so obviously you see me and Gene together again for the first time in a little while. And Mafia unveiled the John and Gene show. We're back.
That's right. So we're gonna give you something live right now. We're touring right now. We're going to where I'm not allowed, Philadelphia.
Okay, right away. We're touring right now, and I'm going where I'm not allowed, Philadelphia. Okay. So first of all, Gene, Philadelphia is a big place. It's a city. Has a couple million people. I'm not sure exactly how many it has, but it's a pretty big city. Now, you didn't say that you were going to South Philly. You said Philadelphia. That would be a big difference. So if you're going to go to Philly, just let us know it's South Philly where you're going. And you see the places where Joey hangs out. See how you're accepted in that area. I mean, this is the problem. People talk tough. They're going to do this, they're going to do that. Shoot a video. Show us that you're in Philly walking around. Go say hi to people. I got a funny feeling that a lot of Joey's friends are there, and I don't think that would be good. That's just my opinion. But let's continue.
So, what do you got to say about that?
Well, here's what I got to say. You just got back from California, Vegas. You were flying all over the place. You're following back after my tour that I just did. Now we're going to be touring together. And after this, we'll be shipping out again and probably leaving the country for a couple of weeks. In about 2 weeks. This week, we're going to head back down to Florida from the East Coast to the West Coast. And we're going to dive into what you just said about you're not able to go into Philly. So I know you.
Okay, so they're going to dive into what he just said. So Gene is still aggressive toward Joey, even saying as much as that he's going to be in Philadelphia. John Alite's probably going to hold it back a little bit because I believe that he's knows people or been in prison with people that know Joey Merlino. But we'll talk about that. But we're going to listen to what Gene has to say, and we're going to listen to what John has to say about the whole scenario.
You got an issue going on back and forth with Joey Merlino, but I have a different take on Joe. I lived down there, and I always looked at him as a gangster, and I know a lot of his guys. I grew up with them. I was in jails with them, and my problem's not with Joey. Joey was the reason why I like Joey is he was good to his friends. He did work himself. He likes to be public. That's on him. We all have our whatever.
That's the key word. That's the key word. And Gene, I just want to mention this to you. He did work himself. And we all know what that means in mob terms when you say work himself. If you go back in history, it's not hard to see that he did work himself. You can't make him out to be some kind of little punk because he was caught up in a very, very vicious war. He was ahead of the Young Turks. So I think that you're totally underestimating him, and you don't realize it when you're saying the things you do. It's not just like he's a guy in the street and he's a punk, Gene. I mean, and he went to prison. He did a lot of time and never informed.
Whatever we are and we do. But my thing's with Sammy Gavano. Sammy Gavano's a fraud. He's not Joey. Sammy's the one that didn't go out there and do no work. Sammy ratted on a girl, a woman. He gave her a ton of fucking boatload of time. And Sammy's out there hiding. So that's my take on, what my issue is with Sammy. There's a big comparison, a big difference to me, who was a gangster and who isn't a gangster.
Not only did he give evidence against a woman and the woman got a boatload of time, he's also killed a young man named Alan Kaiser. And that's well known. There's no comparing Sammy to anybody. Sammy is pure evil. Anybody that sticks up for Sammy really has some major issues. So with that point, let's see if Gene sticks up for Sammy Gavano.
I got a different outtake on that. I'm the opposite.
It's all right. We're all out our opinions. I mean, I try to keep it as real as possible. I don't just bash somebody.
Yeah, 100%. I just feel that he came on air and he decided to say he was going to come at all of us. So what he didn't know is that I'm relentless and I'm never going to stop. So he came at me.
Okay, no, he did not say he was going to come at all of yous. He did not say that. He went up. There were informants that didn't say a word to him, and he left them alone. If I remember correctly, anybody that went at Joey Merlino, he went back at. But Gene, he did not go at you in the beginning. That's just not the way it happened. That was a you and Dominic Giaccali thing. And if you remember that part, that's what got him to go after you. You didn't see him go after Mikey Scars because Mikey Scars never said nothing to him. You didn't see that. Or you didn't see him go after John Alite because John Alite didn't say nothing to him. But you did, so he fought back. But let's go on.
He said some things, and now, and not only that, he's talking about rats. His uncle's a rat. His uncle's a huge rat. Okay, why don't he go talk about his uncle who rat?
Okay, so it's obvious that you haven't been watching the show, Gene, because he did talk about his uncle. He said that the family disowned the uncle. He said that he told anybody in the family that they're not to speak to the uncle when they called him. And the uncle died when he's dead. The family still didn't talk to him. The family disowned him. They totally disowned him. And that was explained by Joey.
And from what I hear, still talks to him. So it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? He still talks to that guy Leatherface. What's his name?
Okay, you just said that he still talks to the uncle. He can't talk to the uncle. The uncle's dead. So Gene, you don't hear that he talked to our uncle. Now let's get into this Leatherface guy. I guess this is the guy from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that he's talking to.
Leatherface, what I was telling you about.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
The guy with the leather face. I forgot his name. The fucking. He had a show, whatever. He's a fucking rat. He hangs out with him. He still talks to him all the time.
Oh, you're talking about the guy I used to do shows with?
Yeah, the guy used to do shows
Tommy.
with.
Tommy.
Yeah,
Tommy is an informant.
Tommy's a fucking rat. He's sitting there talking to him, hanging out with him, everything in prison. I don't understand that. You don't bring that up.
Okay. See, this is where I'm confused. You said that this guy Tommy's a rat, and that Joey hung out with him in prison. But if he's a rat, he would be in Witsack. He wouldn't be in regular prison. So I don't understand how this guy Tommy would talk to him. Maybe he became a rat after he was with Joey in prison. But how was he a rat, Gene? And maybe you could put this out there. How was he a rat with Tommy in prison if Tommy was in Witsack? Or if Tommy was a rat? See, sure, guys won't go meet guys in prisons and they get along and they talk. But eventually one of those guys would become a rat. That sounds like what happened here to Tommy. And then when we're talking about this Tommy guy, who I don't even know, maybe you guys can tell me underneath what Tommy he's talking about, because I have no idea. Okay, so if you could find out what this Tommy, was he in Witsack? So if he was in Witsack, we know Joey Merlino was never in Witsack. So Tommy became a rat after he did some time in prison. That's the only thing I can make sense of right now.
Up though. The guy tied me with the TV show. What's the show called?
Yeah, I don't know what he calls the show, but yeah, I was doing for a while. I was doing shows with him out in Boca.
And Joey's good
Palm
friends
Beach.
with him. He's a fucking rat. He's an informant. So it's
How do you know Joey's good friends with him? Because how? I mean, what evidence is there that you know? How would you know? I mean, what do you know about Joey? Because, Gene, I get the feeling that you really didn't. You came out and you stuck up for Dominic Giaccali. You got involved in that. And then you started going after, you went after Morellino first. Okay, because there was an issue between Dominic Giaccali and Morellino, and then you got involved. That's what happened there. But well, let's just keep this going.
It doesn't make any sense. He's picking and choosing. He's doing what everybody else does. See, my opinion on Sammy Gravano, I'm gonna be honest with you, he was the underboss of the Gambino family at the end of the day. And whether he killed himself or not,
he was the underboss. He was the underboss for 1 year. Joey Morellino controlled the Philadelphia family for several years. So how would that make Sammy Gravano more? I mean, how would that give more credit to Sammy? Sammy was. We know what Sammy was. Sammy killed his partners. He killed a kid, and he's a horrible, despicable human being. Nobody like Sammy. Nobody that he's ever been around in the mob life. He cannot go back to Brooklyn or Queens. You will never see him walk in those two boroughs. But you see Joey walk in Philadelphia every day, Gene. Every day. I mean, when he's there, he walks through Walmart alone, all those areas. So I would say to you, Gene, you're saying that you're going to Philadelphia. Shoot a video of you in South Philadelphia. Now, I'm not talking about just walking. Go in the restaurants. Say, oh, I'm Gene. I'm the one that was talking about Joey. See how that works out. That's just my opinion, Gene. You tell me how it would work out. You shoot a video of you in South Philly. Now, these things can easily be done. But if we're going to say that we're going to do something, make it a complete story. Not just you're going to Philly. That's like me saying I'm going to Boston. And just say I'm going to Boston. And the south end of Boston, where Whitey Bulger used to be, is totally different than downtown Boston. Just like South Philly is different than downtown Philly. And Philly has lots of boroughs. I mean, are you going to a borough around Philly?
It's still 19 murders, John. You know what I'm saying? It's still 19 people that he killed or killed. You know what I'm saying? It's still. Listen, but Sammy gives a. Listen, we're going to do a show on Sicario.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about shooters. Mm-hmm. And Sammy isn't that guy. That's why.
Okay. So, the funny thing there, people, when you really think about it, Sammy and Alite were friends at one time. John Alite came out and gave Sammy money, so Sammy shouted them out. Recently, Sammy shouted out Gene's book. And we know that Sammy probably cannot read a description on a medicine bottle, let alone a book. And Gene's a totally different age than Sammy. There's no way that Sammy would know anything about Gene. It's impossible. But Sammy just shouted out Gene. So what's going on right now with the informants? They have decided that they all want to get together. They all want to stick together. They want to use their contacts, and they all want to make money off their contacts. I'll give you a perfect example. Sammy Gravano was on Megyn Kelly. And so then Michael Francis came out sticking up just recently for Sammy Gravano. Matter of fact, he said, what a great guy Sammy Gravano is. And then he winds up on Megyn Kelly's show because Sammy was on Megyn Kelly's first. See, that's what it is. They're using each other's connections for each other. Mikey Scars hangs out with Dominic Giaccali and Ruggiano. Ruggiano hangs out with everybody. I mean, everybody. Ruggiano's everybody's friend. So this is what they're doing right now. This is it. So of course they're all going to stick together, and there's more coming. Oh God, we just did a show yesterday. There's another one coming from Mob Wives. And he informed on his own father-in-law, and they're probably going to turn him into like he was some kind of hero. None of these guys are heroes, and most of them are very bad people that put their friends away. They testified against their friends, or they killed people. They killed lots of people. Murderers. Gene, I know that you're not a murderer. You never murdered nobody. And I just wanted to share that, people. I wanted to share that John and Gene show is back. So how do you guys think they're going to do? How long? Here's the prediction. How long will it be before Gene gets in trouble again? Gene's with this girl again. From what I understand, they dropped the charges against Gene that he had down in Florida. Let me rephrase that. They didn't drop the charges. What they said, the district attorney says, for the time being, we're not going to charge him. And that was in December. So now he has the opportunity to go around the country, even leave the country too. So, but I don't even know if that's easy to do, to leave the country if you're a felon. I mean, you need special permission to go places. A lot of countries don't let felons from other countries in. I know because I'm a felon, and I tried to get in some countries. Even, I can't get to Ireland because I'm a felon. Okay, people. So under here, tell me what you guys think. That's it. I just wanted to cover this, let you know what's going on. Everybody, please like and sub to this show. We have half the people that watch this show are not subscribed to this show. Please subscribe to the show. Thank you all for getting us over 20,000, and we're moving. We picked up a couple hundred since then. Thank you all. It means so much to James and I. Everybody take care, and I'll be seeing you soon.